Good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for September 18th, 2023. Start with the 30-minute hybrid swing portfolio with Alcoa. 30 minutes. Today was a short on a COTA 2, but basically went nowhere. Scratched and timed out on the PSAR flip, or on the PSAR decay. No gain, no overnight risk. I initiated a lazy SSC in the afternoon. It's basically at scratch. Amazon initiated the short. Standard work, a fraction in our favor. Caterpillar was a COTA 2 entry. It's COTA 2 because it has these higher lows. There's your PSAR flip. Winter is turning to spring. This is all improving. Standard work. It can't get above the previous resistance level. So when it starts to decay, I take the exit at the edge of the dragon. +2, no overnight risk. Right at the close, it PSAR flipped. So I'm really looking at that one as a zero state ready to resume or to fail. If it fails, it comes down to here. If it works, it gets to here, maybe the 5-day high. See how that goes. That one will probably follow the broader market. So this is Cliff. This is on our short list for action because yesterday on the 30-minute we got the PSAR flip. Short with standard work. It closed here. Oops. Closed here. Today it gapped down, rolled over, took a second position and a third position. It continued to close poorly, so we're holding 4 on the first position, 2 on the second one, 1 on the third one. So we've got 7R in hand on 3 positions, and because this is below the previous support level and deep in the winter, I feel like that one could really go. Let me show you how Griff. Let me interrupt this one. Let me show you how Griff Cooper, who teaches our COTA 2 course, played this one. So he's teaching in the COTA 2 course that this is one of his favorite low risk setups, which he's calling the red zone short. So here was yesterday's close. Now, you will recall that we got short on this one on the 30 minutes, so we were already short. But what he just noticed was that's where it closed. There was a harsh move down. Then it retraces to yesterday's low. Okay? Harsh move down. There's a PSAR flip, and it retraces up to yesterday's low. And then it bounces off of yesterday's low, gives him a PSAR flip. And now here's the COTA 2 short that he takes. Second leg, he covers on the PSAR flip, and he nets 1.2R in the usual way, and then stays out of the chop. So that's the sweet spot that he's looking for. That's one of the standard pieces of work that he teaches in the COTA 2 course. Here's how I played that one today. So this was yesterday's close. That was yesterday's low. This is today's open. Here's the gap down. Here's the OR3. Second bar takes out the OR3, so I'm short. With a standard risk, that's a 10-cent risk in CLF. So Again, that's our standard risk. 3 bars into this, it's got a nice move in your favor, and you should be able to get your stop to no lose plus dinner for 2, so that you can lock in no lose plus dinner for 2 and get your risk out of it. And now it's just a science project. That thing continues to fail, but then comes back to the edge, continues to fail. There's the peak of the RL10 that reverses. When this rolls up, I take the dragon exit here, and we get about a 0.4 win. Checker hold on the first position. That is just plain standard work from the OR3. I play the SSC. There's your bottom. There's your PSAR flip. Notice how the PSAR is now riding the edge of the dragon because we've modified that to 0.02 and 0.14 on the PSAR. So that the PSAR is riding the edge of the dragon. So I take that as an SSC, and I'm looking for it to get back to that region. It fails for a fractional win. Like it gets almost to the yesterday's low, but then fails. So I just take the dragon exit and I bank a little fraction, which is about a 0.2. So we're about 0.6, net on this one. This is where Griff observed it, gets to yesterday's low, and then starts to fail in his setup. We both take the short at the PSAR flip. There's the standard risk. Fails. You could exit right there. He and I both wrote it because the PSAR and the RL10 were favorable, and we both took the PSAR exit for about 1.2. So that's the Cliff intraday. Now, why is that a high priority target? Because we're already short from yesterday on the 30-minute on that one. So we've already got this, we've already got +1 in hand. And when that fails, that feels like a natural collapsing dragon. And just on the 30-minute bars, I get 2 positions in. So we've got 7R in hand on 3 positions using the 30-minute. This is supplemented by the net 2R that we gained from the 3-minute chart, which is what I use to fund the overnight risk on those 2 positions. So I'm using a form of markets money. That is hybrid trading. Back to our scheduled program. Here's the, there was no trade in CVS. Dish, we got the second position short and then covered with the dragon exit. When this failed to fail further, that I take that as information. Failure to fail further, FTFF. So we take that one, and 2, 3, 4. The first one is 4R. The second one is about 1R. So that nets 5, and no overnight risk. Now this is right at a place where after that little rebound, I think of that as a 0 state. It's ready to rebound on a Kata 2, or it could fail on a collapsing dragon. So that one is going to be, that risk box is from the top of the RL10 to the bottom of the RL10. That's a 0 state. That's the same size as the standard risk. for this symbol. So that is going to be a routine play for tomorrow. A breakout in either direction. I don't care which way it goes. I don't have a prediction and I don't have a preference. I just have a purpose. Devon Energy tried the collapsing dragon short, which scratched. Electronic Arts covered the Kata 2 short. That turned out to be a nice one with 1, 2, plus 3 in 2 days. This one also stabilized. That feels like it's ready to go in either direction. Emerging markets 2R on the normal cover of that short. So we were short, we held it overnight, it gapped all the way down and then rebounded to the edge of the dragon. So we just took +2 and went home. Ethereum closed the long position on the big gap up and rolling over for about 3R. Mexico took the 1, 2, 3 entry on after the sell-off, and that one closed very well, so we're holding about 3R. I think it has a chance to get back up to 61. We'll see how that works. Brazil initiated a short on the Kata 2 short. It's about 1R in hand. Intel took an intraday SSC, didn't really pay off, got a fractional win. IP, yesterday's short on the collapsing dragon or Kata 2, whichever you prefer to call that. This fell a little bit more today, but then could not fail further. I took the dragon exit for 3R. IP, or that was IP. IYR initiated the short on the collapsing dragon. It's holding 1R. Regional banks holding or cashed 1R. It fell sharply, but then refused to fall further, and I took the dragon exit for about an R. Mattel, great big gap up, and ran way up here. Here was the open, ran all the way up to here, and then started failing hard. So just speculated. It collapsed, monkeyed around, and then I wanted to preserve 2R. So that was just an opportunity gift, a retracement to the mean kind of a curve. McDonald's, are short from yesterday, closed weekly. Today it monkeyed around, and then the RL10 came back to the dragon, so we just exited, and that turned out to be actually a pretty nice move because of the small risk box. That was +5 on a single position. I like that one. It's holding support here just about where it held support for that long move. So if we see some strength in the market this week, like turnaround Tuesday, McDonald's is a high priority for that. Merck, no trade. I missed the morning hook. Microsoft took the intraday Kata 2 for a fraction. Marijuana tried a 1, 2, 3 long but scratched. Nvidia, no trade. I missed the morning hook. Clean energy. So this was a high priority for us because, like Cliff, we had this one short from yesterday. It closed poorly here. Today it gapped down and started failing, so we added a second position. It started to consolidate and then started collapsing further. So I took a third position, and then the bottom just fell out of it going into the close. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the first one, 2 on the second one, 1 on the third one. So we've got 7R on 3 positions, and I'm holding that one overnight. I think that one has a chance to be really painful tomorrow. So we'll see. Rivian tried the Kata 2. It scratched. You can see the S&P just went sideways today, consolidating after the big sell off in the last 2 days. So I'm mindful of a potential turnaround tomorrow. Treasuries had 1 day of buying pressure. Tesla took the short on the continuation short, took about an R when it failed to fail further. Basically, what I'm doing is when I see the RL10 reverses, I take the dragon exit. That's working pretty well. U.S. Steel tried the collapsing dragon short and took the scratch. So we saw Cliff already. Here's a couple sniper trades of the day. This one we saw Cliff already. So these are 3-minute charts. Here was yesterday's close. Here was the gap down. Here's your OR3. It rolled over and failed. So I took the standard short. I'm sorry, the risk box is like this. Sorry, didn't have it in there. Took the dragon exit. Again, when the RL10 reverses, the dragon exit, the edge of the dragon is usually pretty good. So that gives us about +2 on that one. SSC entry, about an R&a-half on a PSAR exit. Re-entry, about another R. So that netted about 4R on Rivian. And then another sniper trade of the day. This is in Mattel, which that little range compression there, that tells you how big the noise box is. There's the OR3. There's a 1, 2, 3 entry. Standard risk. Why not? Thing takes off like a scalded ape, and I was able to get out of it. I could have been a little quicker on that one, but I got out at the bottom of the dragon. I think I initiated the exit in here, and the slippage was to there. But still, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to sneeze at 5R. I can afford a little slippage on that one. Short on a collapse. Dragon exit for 3R. Caught a 2 entry and scratch. So that's about 8R minus whatever fraction we lost on there, with the standard risk box traded in the usual way. We already saw Griff's Cliff. This is, I think, George on a CVS on the 30-minute. He tries the short, basically scratched. There was just no follow through on that one today. The fact that it did not fail suggests that maybe this move up in CVS is correct. And there was a little bit of buying pressure here today. So there may be some more work on that one tomorrow. Red, let me get you a little bigger here. Gets +1 and then -0.5 on Aussie dollar on the 3 minutes. That's standard work. There was a PSAR flip available that he did not get. And then I think we were slow on this one or this one. There's a COTA 2 that's available here. Maybe you don't take this one because it's in the Z3 pinch, but a COTA 2 right there after it's left the river, I kind of like that, and then that makes that one a scratch. Missed the breakout on natural gas futures, gets a scratch, but then a 0.85, so the VWAP has been good for him on that one. Nets 0.4 with the re-entry on the short side. There was a re-entry available here which would have given you a nice grinding gain for lean hogs. A commodity like that, not unusual to see that kind of a nice grind. So take a look and see if that's something that you can add. Tim, net's about a minus zero point 0.3 on some grinding trading. Nothing unusual in there. Compensates with some grinding in Devon that gets him back to 0. Zero point 0.3 on Merck where he nails the two long side trades. And then does very well on Alcoa. He found the mover, gets a great short on the collapsing dragon, misses the stop and reverse here on the PSAR flip, but still gets this one and that one for about 2.7 net for the day. Really hitting his stride well. Hamad, this is late entry on, the OR3 should be getting you in somewhere up in here, but you do get the um, the uh, the Kata 2 entry on the PSAR flip. I might have thought about a second position in here when it cleared the previous day's hump. Boeing, just a grind. Cliff, um, I don't want to let that one scratch. If I can get this one in my favor, I like money managing to be a no lose plus dinner for two. Um, and then this is a nice re-entry on the short side here. Nice job on Rivian twice to net zero point 0.9. The stop and reverse and the Kata 2 both would have paid off on the pound. Keep taking those signals, especially when you see this kind of move here. This yellow dot is that yellow dot. That's a compound signal that we want to respect. What that tells you is that there's some buying pressure on the 30-minute chart that may actually roll over and help the 5-minute, which it actually did. Jose, scratches on Macy's. A 1 hour win on Walgreens, still working hard on that one. A fractional win on T-Mobile. Standard pattern, he gets a 0 0.8 on Devon. You stick around too late on this. This is supposed to work right away. And after this doji at the edge of the dragon, when it starts failing, this is where you should be getting out for a fraction instead of down here. You could even think about getting short right there if you prefer. Let's see. This was Devon Energy. I think this is, yeah, this is on 30-minute bars. So that's the end of the day. And I'm wondering where we are on the 30-minute bars on the short side trade here. I know we're willing to go short, but when this rolls over, look, you got highs, and lower lows. That is such a signal yesterday to be short. And then this one, this is supposed to fail right away. When it doesn't, you should be getting out here. Then when you see this failure, this rolls over, we should be short like a big dog and get, that's a 90-minute move that'll get you paid. So we need to be a little quicker on the draw on that one. All right, that's everything we got for today. We'll get this published and posted and see you tomorrow.